Here it is, the moment we've all been waiting for. These are my top picks for brand new for 2025, and I am so excited. So I'm Brian Bauman from Bauman Farms. We're a grower retailer just south of Portland, Oregon. And I love Oregon, especially in the Willamette Valley where we're at, because we can grow so many different things. We're not too hot, not too cold, and you'll see in these flowers exactly what I'm talking about. So zoom on in, Jessica, check it out. This new dahlia, oh my gosh, it's brand new. This particular one is called Pink Burst. And I think you're gonna have a hard time finding this anywhere else because it's actually being released for 2026. But I saw online in January, some greenhouses had some starts available and it looked so beautiful. I snatched some up and they're just starting to bloom out here. And I have them in these beautiful kind of 10-inch planters. There's 3 dahlias to 1. So you're seeing, this is the first time I've had to see it bloom. I mean, look at it. It is so covered in brand new buds. They're about 24 inches tall now. I think it's gonna be closer to 30, 36 inches tall when it really blooms out. The center of the flower has a real kind of double thick look to it, almost like a 4D osteo, but it has that bright pink edge with a nice frilly pink. It has kind of yellow tips to it as well in the center, which I think is really pretty. Everyone that I've talked to that saw these dahlias at trials said this was one of their #1 picks, top picks. I had a garden writer call me the other day and said, I really want to write about this, but I don't want to write about it if no one's going to have it available. And I said, Mike, I have this. It's in 10-inch pots. It's ready to go right now at Bauman Farms. I loved it so much, I ordered a whole bunch more cuttings. So we're gonna have a lot more this summer, but right now, we have probably 40 or 50 of these available right now at the farm. It's brand new dahlia, it's called Pink Burst. There's gonna be other dahlias coming in the series. So pretty, I think it's gonna bloom nonstop all summer long. This, I think, is quickly going to become one of my very favorite dahlias. The next plant on my best new plants for 2025 is a plant that many times I've written off. Like, it's not something we normally grow at the farm because 1, it was never too exciting. 2, I didn't find that it lasted great all summer. 3, it just didn't really pair anything else with stuff that we were doing. I didn't ever use it in my garden. And last year when I went to the trials, I go to this facility where they have just gigantic flower beds. Everything is planted out in the flower beds. And the thing that I like about their particular trials is they're not manicured. They're not made to look perfect. They grow them just as you would grow them at home, and you see what happens. Sometimes when you're walking down the flower bed, like, there's plants that are dead. There's plants that are super small. There's plants that are super big, because you get a chance to actually see what they're growing. And I'm kind of going through there and you get inspired, you see things. And I got all the way to the back and there was this display of a plant called Ageratum Monarch Promise. Now, the flower's pretty. It's a cool flower. And I wrote it off. It's not something I usually grow. And they came over and started talking to me about it. And the thing that's different about this is that most of them kind of grow and are just kind of moundy, stay in one spot. This particular variety is going to trail, kind of mounding trail and creep over the side. So you can use it in hanging basket. You can use it in planters. When you plant one in your garden, it's going to get much bigger. So, okay, that sounds good. That's interesting. I'm always looking for different flower sizes and structures to mix into our combo pots. And then they really hooked me when they said, when they've had it out, the butterflies are really, really attracted to this particular variety, which is one of the reasons why they named it Monarch Promise. Monarch butterflies are just like a magnet for this plant. If you have a monarch butterfly in your garden, it's going to come to this. And not only the monarchs, but all different types of butterflies. So if you are looking to add an annual into your combo planters or your landscape that's going to attract butterflies, ding, 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 this is the plant that you want. It's been really fun. So I saw it mounding and trailing in some spots, so I started using it. And I was just telling Jessica, I think this might be my favorite new combo as well for 2025. Check it out. There's a lot going on in here, but you'll see here is that Monarch's Promise poking out We have Vista Paradise. We have Pink Cashmere Superbina. We have Laguna Sky Blue, Lobelia, and Calbracoa Over Easy. And I love how the Monarch Promise is poking in and around in this basket. It adds to me, I've got a real nice mix of different flower types, which provides a variety of texture to this basket, but nothing is overpowering anything else in this basket. Even the Vista Petunia, which is typically pretty vigorous, this Monarch Magic is keeping up with it. And the Superbina and the Lobelia, all of them are working really well together. I think this basket is going to bloom all summer long. I think it's going to be a great attractor for wildlife pollinators in your garden, especially butterflies. And one thing that I will say about it that I have noticed is sometimes on the leaves, you'll see a little bit of yellowing on the leaves. This particular plant is pretty vigorous. It's keeping up with the Vista Supertunias. It's going to want quite a bit of food. So I'm going to plan on at least putting a water soluble in here once a week, just to give it an extra boost, because it's going to grow so fast, grow so big, but new for 2025, and I think it's a winner. Okay, we were walking through the greenhouse picking out all my new plants, and I wanted to take a stop and tell you, so this is the Stonehedge begonias that were on my list last year for my top new plants. And I will tell you, they're impressive. But they're not always grabbing you off the bench. It's not that kind of shiny, brand new thing that everyone was excited to grab. But I can tell you, every single person that bought this plant last year has been knocking down my door for the last 5 weeks because it performed so well for them. There's one plant in here. This one plant will get 3 to 4 feet tall and bloom nonstop all summer long. It takes full shade to part sun. It might burn a little bit in afternoon sun. If you keep it watered, it'll probably be just fine. But for one plant to get this big by this big and bloom all summer long, totally worth it. If you haven't tried it, you need to try it. Last summer, I was super excited because I finally got my hands on a brand new series of roses from Proven Winners called Flavorettes. It's the first series of rose that was bred to have the flower petals have flavor. And all roses are edible, but a lot of times the particular petals are edible, but a lot of times they don't taste good. It's kind of gross. These are the first ones that have flavor. This is the one I had last summer. Come in and take a look here. This is honey apricot. So I've seen lots of pictures. We tried it last year, taking the petals off and putting them in a salad or kind of sprinkling them on the top of pastries or cakes, just as like decoration. Like, do they taste like candy? Are they sweet? No. But does the honey apricot have a really nice light honey apricot flavor to it? So when you add it to a salad or something that's super pretty, yes, it does. Really good. And this year, part of my brand new plants for 2025 is the new one in the series, and this particular one is called Pear Up. You can see it just barely starting to open. The outside of the bud is going to have a really nice light pink, and as it opens up, it's going to be much more white in the center with a yellow throat. And I will tell you, I got some samples of this last summer. This one tastes much more like pear than the honey apricot tastes like honey apricot. It has a much better flavor to it. I like the habit of this one maybe a little better. I don't know if you noticed or not, the honey apricot gets to be a little rangy. It's more of like a shrub rose that just gets covered with blossoms. This one is also, there's 30 buds here on one stem. I mean, it's absolutely covered. But I find the fragrance, the flavor, and the habit on the Pear Up I prefer to the honey apricot. It's brand new. We have it available in 1 gallons and 2 gallons right now at the farm. Next is 2 of my new favorite petunias for 2025, and that's Proven Winners' brand new Tiara series. There is a Tiara Blue. How pretty that is. See that kind of white circle in the center, which has been really great, and Tiara Pink. I've tried both of these in a number of different combos, and I guess one thing I wanted to say too is, like, Proven Winners does not pay me to talk about their plants. I talk about Proven Winners a lot because they have a lot of my favorite plants. So at Bauman Farms, we grow plants from dozens of companies all over the world. I'm always looking for things that excite me, right? Like, I want them to be exciting and new, things that perform well, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how much I love the plants or how exciting they are. If you're not successful with them at home, you're not going to buy them anymore, and you're not going to trust me. So I spend a lot of time trialing, testing things out, and I want to show you why these two plants are some of my favorites for this year. First, they have very different growth habits. They're in the same series, and typically when plants are in the same series, they grow similar. These do not. They're different. So this is blue Tiara in a hanging basket, and I actually combined it with some of that Ageratum Monarch Promise that we were just talking about. There's also another petunia in here called Mini Vista Violet Star, which is also from Proven Winners. And you can see I've mixed in this basket. The Ageratum does not come from Proven Winners, but the other two do. And I'm always kind of testing plants from different companies to see what will make the best basket. And you can see how tight it is. There is no chemicals in here that regulate the growth to make it nice and tight. Lots of companies can put things in here. They're called plant growth regulators, PGRs. I haven't done that at all. And you can see it's super tight, super full of color, and that blue Tiara is very tight, mounding over the side, really pretty. You can pair this with a lot of different things, and it's going to do really well. Now, Jessica, come on down. Now let's look at the difference here. Here's pink Tiara. You can see the flower coverage is not as full. Part of it is because this one, I think, takes a little bit longer to bloom. It also wants to go down, like go straight across and down the basket. I find that it blooms much stronger on the ends of the basket, ends of the foliage, while blue Tiara is going to kind of come up and get that little petal off and bloom more in here. Pink Tiara is going to go down and bloom more down here. So when you're creating a combo with pink Tiara, you want something that's going to kind of fill in the top. In this particular basket, I've included Mini Vista Midnight to try and fill in that area. And you can see all the buds coming in here to try and fill that in. Since pink Tiara is new, I'm kind of learning as I go. And those are some of the things that I like sharing with you so that when you're creating your combos at home, you can use these new plants and kind of figure out their growth habits ahead of time and pair things nicely with them. Proven Winners went and did it again because they came out with a brand new series of Scaevola that is totally different than anything you've seen before. Typically Scaevola, another name for it is fan flower, because the flower will come out of the stem and has a fan shape to it, and it just kind of pokes down through the stem. It's typically very rangy. It's not very pretty by itself. It works as a great accent. It's just not the star of the show. But this year, check it out. These are a brand new series from Proven Winners called Star Diva Scaevola. You'll notice it does not have a fan flower to it. It's more of a star-shaped flower. There are 3 colors in the series, and these can definitely be a supporting actor. They could be the leading role. They almost form like a ground cover mat of flowers. I didn't know how vigorous they were going to be, so I kind of played around a little bit with them this year. I can tell you I've been very happy with their performance thus far. They probably won't keep up with a Vista Petunia. I think a Vista Petunia is going to blow them over, but any of the Super Bells, any Calibrachoa, I think these are going to work great with. You can pair it with a lot of different trailers. In fact, I tried it in the new 30-second planters from Proven Winners. These have been a huge hit. We've talked about it in our previous videos, and I put combos together. And this one you can see, here's the white in that series. And I paired in this pre-done combo, blue Tiara, the Scaevola white, Star Diva, and then a little bit of Dichondra Silver Falls. The 30-second planters are also brand new for 2025. And they are designed to be a quick, easy drop-in that we've taken all the guesswork out of. We've picked the plants that we knew would grow really well together, so that you can just pick it up. You can set it right in the pot or planter you already have, or put it in your landscape. Either way works. But the Star Divas, they're completely different. They are a game changer when it comes to working with Scaevola in your containers, in the ground, or in your hanging basket. They're brand new. We have all of these out right now at the farm. We've been super lucky in the Northwest with a beautiful spring so far. All of the plants are blooming, ready to go, and it just gets me excited. I've been having these for a long time. In fact, I've already got new plants coming in and starts for 2026 that I'm gonna start evaluating with, and I'll share those with you this summer. So stay tuned, subscribe to our channel as we kind of keep going through all these new plants. And Jessica and me are gonna be running around the nursery, finding cool things to talk about and sharing with you all the things that we love, make us happy, and enjoy hanging out at the nursery.